Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor. The Daily Compliance News for May 24, 2023, the Corruption and Kill Edition. We begin with that story from the Food Safety News, a first-time contributor to the Daily Compliance News, which reports that food, health, and safety investigators in the country of Moldova are investigating, or rather, Moldovan authorities are investigating potential cases of corruption connected to the country's food safety agency. The investigations deal with people accepting bribes for transportation of animals and vegetable products in order to not subject them to sanitary and veterinary checks. Obviously, this could lead to some very serious results and could eventually lead to death if the food was spoiled. Next up, from the Wall Street Journal, companies unveil details about supply chain financing under new FASB rules. The Financial Accounting Standards Board last year approved a rule requiring U.S. companies to disclose the terms and size of their supply chain financing programs. The rules mandate that a company provide a general description of payments and any assets pledged as securities or other forms of guarantees that the company offers to finance providers. Supply chain finance has been around for quite a while, but the collapse of Greensill Capital Management in 2021 really raised concerns about liquidity along with this practice. Next up, also from the Wall Street Journal, this time from the Risk and Compliance Journal, Richard Vandeford reporting that shareholder activists have drugged companies into the culture wars. If you don't think your shareholders care about your stances, well, you're wrong. Many advocacy groups are using corporate resolutions to try to inject their voices into corporate agendas, questioning companies' adoptions of policies that are antithetical to good governance, sustainability, and other initiatives. Such proposals have surged to 74 for annual meetings, up from 43 last year. Companies are facing proposals from both sides of the political spectrum, and it's going to make things more challenging for CEOs and boards. Obviously, Disney is probably at the forefront of this, but it just shows you how important these issues are to many stakeholders in a corporation. And our final story is Harlan, the billionaire who has been funding monies for Clarence Thomas, has told the U.S. Senate he has no intention of cooperating them, and they have no authority to investigate him. I would say welcome to a subpoena, Mr. Harlan. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.